Then something happened. Every time she takes the bruise, she used to beat us. Like she would even take some knife, put it on fire, then use it to Kenyan.
Kwanza hii Nairobi Express ni nini?
Okay, hii ni it's one of the roads yenye zina connect from Waiyaki Way to the airport.
Hii ndio Wakenya wanaongelelea sasa.
This is the best road. Anaitwa God. Unajua sikuwa imagine that you naweza kuwa mahali kama hapa in such a road yenye in the whole of Kenya, even the president anakujanga na surprise visits.
You see all those street families you see around Nairobi, Nakuru, everywhere. I would say when you meet them, don't just give them the money. Just try to get to know them much more. Know why they are on the streets. How can you impact their lives? These guys, they are the leaders of tomorrow. They are the engineers of tomorrow. They are also the doctors of tomorrow. Ni utaenda umpate ni daktari anakudunga na ulimpata mahali amekaa kama hata unamuita chokora.
If there's anything that keeps me moving, is the spirit in every Kenyan to go ahead even when life has dealt them a blow. My guest today on this episode of Inspire Kenya was once a street boy in Eastleigh. Today, he works as an engineer in this Nairobi Express Road. We want to say a huge thank you to KCB for sponsoring this episode and allowing me to bring you content that has the potential to impact your life. Hello. Sasa bro. Bwana huku niambia viatu ni gani bana? Za hewa. Uko salama? Mimi ndio nimeland sasa. Tuende basi.
Hebu jaribu kubalance. Ulevo hii venye ilikuwa. Kale kanini ka hip. Ile side na hii side.
My name is Joseph Njuguna Jambi, and I'm an engineer, a civil engineer in specific. Currently, I'm working with the Kale infrastructure along Mombasa Road. We are constructing the Nairobi Expressway, which is a project that's going to take around 2 years. Yeah. God has taken me from afar. There was a time I was living on the streets of Nairobi along Eastleigh. Initially, we were living in a place called Madare with my parents. Both my parents and my aunt. We were 3 of us, my brother, then my sister. So 3 of us. Then later on, we got another brother. Then after which, our mom started taking some illicit brews.
Is it changa?
Yeah. Then something happened. Every time she takes the brews, she used to beat us. Like she would even take some knife, put it on fire, then use it to Kenyan. So we found that treatment it wasn't that favorable for us. So we decided to go back to Eastleigh to live on the streets because the life there. Yeah, me, my brother, my older brother and I, and two other cousins of us. One is called Ndungo, the other one is called Gitao. So we went to Eastleigh. While we were in Eastleigh, our mom used to come, look for us. Then every time they would get us, they would continue beating us.
How old were you?
But then I was around 9 years. I was 9 years. Oh, my life in the streets was very hard. I remember there was a time we didn't have blankets. We didn't have any mattresses to sleep on. So we used to sleep on the verandas. So on those verandas, sometimes we would cover ourselves with polythene papers so that at least we get some warmth. Sometimes we would burn the polythene papers to get that warmth from the fire. Some guys they were addicts. They would come with the big stone and put it on the fire. like this and you are all around there, you find that you get burnt with the polythene. Then maybe sometimes when you're sleeping, there were guys who were taking cigarettes. They would they thought it was a game, but they were actually burning us. You maybe put it on you. And at least you wouldn't. The life there wasn't that comfortable. Sometimes someone might come with a knife and try teasing you with it. Yeah.
What kept you strong?
In the group, we had a group. In that group, there's something we used to believe in. Every time we got some food, we used to pray. I used to tell them, God has a reason as to why we are living in this place. And we have to pray and ask God to give us some better life. So we would pray and ask God what exactly we want. I used to believe in God even when I was young, but not that strong like I am right now. I used to ask God, I know this thing is happening to me, but I know you have a future for me. Yeah, that's the only thing that kept me going. God. We lived on the streets around 2 years. Then after the 2 years, maybe the 3rd year, there's an organization called Made in the Streets. It was an organization that someone called Boni Mudhoni was in charge of, with some other guys. They decided to take us to that organization and support us. What they did in that organization, it was like a rehab center. While we were on the streets, we used to take glue, some other drugs, like we used to call them junkie.
Junkie.
Yeah, junkie. Junkie means it's a kind of a drug that you would put on the glue to make you like feel high. So something happened while they took us in that center.
Did you not refuse to go?
No, we didn't refuse because
why?
Bonnie came with some Zungu friends. They came and we used to love those guys.
The Zungus.
Yeah. So that closeness with them, we felt like, hey, this life is awesome. So we went there. Life there was a bit different. You were not allowed to take glue. You were not allowed to move out. You were only restricted to live there. Maybe if you were supposed to go somewhere else, they would take you. All of you as a group. We lived there for 1 year. Then before the 1 year ended, our mom unfortunately passed on.
Oh, bless her.
And we had to go and bury her in our home in Gatundu South. That was maybe in October. That's when she passed on. Then after we buried her, we went back to the center. Then our time to leave the center came. The question was, where are we going to live in? Our parents, our relatives were not ready to take us, but fortunately, our grandmother decided, now I'm going to live with these kids. But then there were 4 of us, me, my older brother, my sister, and my brother, younger brother. By then I was around 12 years. I had not gone to school. So we lived in Shosho and another
12 years, you'd never been in a classroom?
Yeah, I had been in a classroom maybe for 1 month, then you go back, another month. Yeah, maybe not that serious. So we went to live with Shosho and Uncle. So Uncle and Shosho decided to take us to school, in a public school. It's in Gatundu, it's called Kagera Primary. So we went there and we enrolled for class 2. So that's how life started while I was in, my journey in school started. So something that I used to do, I used to tell God, I want you to tell me, what exactly do you want me to do? Since now we are back with our relatives, we don't have anyone else to take care of us. What exactly do you want me to do? So I decided to work hard. By then I didn't know that once every person you are ranked, number 1 meant that you are the top student. Then the last person meant you are a bit low in your grades. So in my thoughts, I thought the vice versa. When you are the last person,
it means you
are the brightest.
Yes.
So I was like, hey, how is this? So the first exam that we did, in class 2 and I was position 13. So I went to Uncle and told him, you know, Uncle, today I was in number 14, and at least I was almost, we were around 32 students. So I was almost to be the number 1. So Uncle told me, next time make sure you come number 1. Like, number 1? What do you mean number 1? Then the day came when the best students were being rewarded. I was like, the first person was the person who was being rewarded.
Yes.
No. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So I had to go and consult one of my teachers. No, position 1 means you're the brightest. So that's when I started now working very hard. The next exam, I was position 3 in my class 2. The final exam in that class, I was position 1.
Finally.
Finally, then from there, continued up to class 8. Did my KCPE. Fortunately, I got 330 marks out of 500. That was a B by then. So I was invited to join Ituru High School. Bonnie luckily found someone who took care of me from my whole of Form 1 and Form 2. She paid for the whole fees. Then I finished up to Form 4. I got a B minus.
Chopi.
I almost missed 1 point to get a B. So I wanted to be an engineer. Luckily, I was invited to Kenya Technical Trainers College in Gigiri. That's where I've been studying for my civil engineering, diploma in civil engineering. I wasn't in a position to join a degree, but I joined for the diploma. It's awesome also. So I studied for 3.5 years, and last year I managed to finish my my college, and we graduated last week on 20th November.
How was it like?
The graduation was very awesome. I was the graduation during the ceremony. I don't know, I was so excited that such that I had so many people around me, Kina Boni, everyone, all my friends. I was like, God, I knew you had a reason as to why you created me. You know the reason as to why, God, even up to now I'm existing. So that's how the graduation ceremony was a beautiful day for me. Yeah.
Gonga kidogo. Kuna gonga kidogo.
How did you end up getting a job at Nairobi Express, this road everyone is talking about, and what is your position there?
I have a friend called Engineer Esther Wanjiko. She's a very close friend of mine. She talked to a friend in the expressway, whom connected me to the Chinese boss. So the Chinese boss gave me a chance in that road and employed me as an engineer on that road. Yeah.
What do you do?
There's a lot.
Yes.
We do surveying.
In a nutshell.
We do surveying, we do some structural engineering.
Yeah.
Also, we do some material testing. Yeah. And mostly we do supervision works for engineering. Yeah.
Did you think one day you would work in the most talked about road in the country?
No. Actually, I used to see myself working maybe in a small building. You know, here in Kenya, you see, for you to be somebody working in an engineering firm, you must have somebody in that firm, and you have a position on that field. So I was like, you know, God, I only have you, but I believe in you. I know, God, you're going to take me in places that I even don't understand how I got in there.
What do you love most about your job?
Oh, my job, I love structures. I love structures a lot. Structures, they are the best. We do steel, and then we do some survey works. Those are the best parts that I love.
You love it, eh?
Yeah.
Makes you happy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, the best part in it, when given the responsibility, you are the one in charge of doing this supervision work. I love that part a lot.
You are a supervisor. You are a supervisor.
Yeah.
You love the process.
Yeah.
You see all these concrete works?
Yes.
Here after this one, we are going to cast some steel na concrete here. Hiyo casting, interpreting ya drawings, hizo zenye zimesha kuwa design, then unakuja unazi-interpret on the ground. That's the best part. I love designing na kuja ku-implement whatever I design.
Unaona ndio hiyo sasa. Kwanza hii Nairobi Express ni nini?
Okay, hii ni it's one of the roads zenye zina connect from Waiyaki Way to the airport.
Hii ndio Wakenya wanaongelea sasa.
This is the best road.
Na wewe ni supervisor.
Anaitwa God. Unajua sikuwa imagine that naweza kuwa mahali kama hapa in such a road yenye in the whole of Kenya, even the president anakujanga na surprise visits. Anakuja tu hapa.
Kushaona uhuru.
Yeah, anakuja tu hivyo asema, manze.
When you see street kids now or street families, what does that do to you?
Something happens in my mind. I ask myself, these kids, I know they are facing a lot. Currently, there's nothing I can do about it. So what I do, I try as much as possible to go closer to them and ask them, is there a way that maybe I can help you? Or maybe if the street families or one of them we meet in town, I ask them a question. I'm very much interested to know their story too. What brought you to the streets? If someone comes to you and tells you, I want to take you back to your home, would you be in a position to go? Some would accept, and for those who accept, we usually talk with Bonnie and we take them back home. Some of them resist that offer because they prefer living on the streets, because they say life on the streets is much better than living with their relatives, of which I find it hard because you see, each and every now and then, actually in town nowadays, we are getting more street families. So I was like, why is this thing happening to these street families? And if in any way we find some of them on the streets comes to you and ask you, maybe you can give me something, you can give me maybe 10 shillings, I want to buy some food. You know, you have to reason out with them. 10 shillings, you can't buy food. Mostly what you can buy, you can only buy some drugs. So what I will do, I won't give you the 10 shillings, but I'll buy you some food, of which I find that's more useful than giving them the cash.
The cash, huh?
Yeah.
What are you so most proud of?
I'm very proud of myself and the fact that God has taken me. And I know God has a reason. I know there's something I told God, that before I accomplish my purpose on this earth, I'm going to ensure that at least I ensure that my family is well up. We find a place where we can call home, and get some other 5 street families whom we can be living with. I will be supporting and ensure that they get the best that they could be. You see, all those street families you see around Nairobi, Nakuru, everywhere, I would say, when you meet them, don't just give them the money. Just try to get to know them much more. Know why they are on the streets. How can you impact their lives as a person without even involving anyone else? Yeah.
Na tusiwadharau.
Don't tafadhali. Then usiwaogope bado, because most people fear them. Wanasemanga chokora wanafanya hivi.
Wananuka.
These guys, they are the leaders of tomorrow. They are the engineers of tomorrow. They are also the doctors of tomorrow. Niye utaenda umpate ni daktari anakudunga, na ulimpata mahali amekaa kama hata unamuita chokora, you're doing like this. See your life, you see all these things. So see them as normal human beings, but treat them with a special way. If there is a way you can help them, try to help them. And I know you're going to reduce the number of street families in
our country.
Yeah.
Amazing. What inspires you?
Bonnie, you know Bonnie? Bonnie really inspires me a lot. The kind of life that he lives, I usually admire it. Bonnie and Mwanga, those 2 families. Tell God, please help me. At least one day, I'll be either closer to them or more. because these people have a heart of helping people without thinking, regardless of anything, then they usually encourage me a lot. They tell me, you know what, Njuguna, you can do this. You're going to, actually the far I've gone, it's because of them. There was a time I used to say, I don't want to continue with my education. In high school, Bonnie came to me and told me, you know, Njuguna, don't you want to go to college or to university? Are you going to take me? He told me, don't worry, just work hard. At least get a B-. We'll find a place for it. I was like, you know, Bonnie has told me he'll take me to university. I'll have to work extra hard. He is usually concerned about my well-being, what exactly I'm doing. Even currently, the place where I'm working, he would call me, you know, Njuguna, what's up? What's happening? How is job? How are you coping with your new boss? All those. You see, he's more interested with knowing how my life is continuing. Yeah.
What would be your parting shot to Kenyans who are trying their best to go ahead, you know, Kenyans who are really putting in the work? And what would you tell someone about usione mtu alikuwa tu hivi, mtu akona life and the street families?
There is a God who hears our prayers and he answers them. Everything that you believe in, always ensure that God is much closer to you. Don't ever think that the struggles that you are going through, God is not involved in them. God is the closest person immediately, wherever you are. He provides for our needs. Even if anything you ask him, he has it. You just have to trust him and trust the process. He always has a way of providing it unto you. Yeah.
Have you forgiven your mom?
Yeah, I forgive everyone, even my uncle, anybody. And there's something I noted. Every time you forgive and you forget everything, you have some peace in your heart, and you live a peaceful life with everyone. Yeah.
Na wale vijana wana struggle huko nje.
For those people who are struggling, maybe you can pray for them. Let's pray that God awasaidie, so that God awasaidie wajue how their life is. God our mold in a different way, and yeah, they have a good life.
They have a good life.
Yeah.
Si tumefurahi sana leo umetuonyesha ndani ya hii hustle yako, engineer mwenyewe.
Hiyo sasa.
And I hope watu wangu wa Tuko mmebambika na history ya leo ya Inspire Kenya, and a huge shout out kwa KCB for sponsoring this episode ya Inspire Kenya. Wanatuwezesha kuwaletea hizi show. Ndio mkuwe inspired. Spirit yetu ya Wakenya ni ya go ahead. So ukifeel uko down, jua tu kuna watu, people who believe in you and you can be anything. Munaweza angalia link ya KCB hapo pinned on the comment section, muone zile vitu mob wanafanyia Wakenya. Engineer, acha mimi sana nikaoshe viatu huku nichanua ba.
Go ahead is believing to make each day a brighter day. It is our faith to start all over again. Go ahead is never giving up in the face of adversity. To go ahead, now that is the Kenyan spirit.